So I tried to beat the Curse of Monkey Island as quick as I could.
That was a mistake.
If you've been alive long enough to know how hard flip phones used to be, then you probably heard about the Curse of Monkey Island, which is a game that I remember to be the best game that I ever played, but never finished.
What's the matter, Brush Boy? Can't you keep up?
I'll give you a little bit of context. Monkey Island is a franchise developed by LucasArts, a branch of Lucasfilms, the people who made Star Wars, and was first released in 1990 in a floppy disk.
That's some old school shit, I'm into it.
Now, The Curse of Monkey Island was released in 1997 after a massive technological advancement in the gaming industry with the release of the CD, and it's the only game in the franchise that has this characteristic 2D animation that makes it so unique. Every game after that adopted a 3D polygon style, and meh, let's not talk about those.
I don't like that.
The story revolves around Guybrush Threepwood, your average quirked up white boy who's looking to bust it down sexual style with the love interest of this game, Elaine, who is constantly being kidnapped by Bowser, LeChuck, the zombie pirate captain and his army of skeletons. This is a puzzle game where you move along different areas with a certain number of interactable objects. The idea is to collect whatever objects the game offers you in order to resolve the puzzles presented to you and advance. What makes this game great is that you technically can't die or get soft locked, so if the game doesn't let you advance, you know it's probably because you're missing something.
I can't climb my way up there.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
That being said, this game was released before the 99 became 00 in your math test, so there's no hand-holding here, and you'll see what I mean in a minute.
Trust me.
The game begins with a... Oh my god! Oh, thank you, stop! The game begins with Guybrush floating in a roller coaster car after escaping Monkey Island, complaining about being hungry, with crates of water and food passing right next to him. Ah yeah, this game is also pretty funny. When he finds himself in a coastal siege with LeChuck's ship trying to get to Elaine. The animation and the voice acting are amazing, and probably the reason why I like this game so much is because it reminds me of those old Disney movies, you know, the ones before the 3D animation took over.
I don't know what happened.
We get caught by LeChuck and we're sent to the hold. Here begins the first puzzle. You got 3 options to interact with stuff. Either you grab things, you examine it, or you talk or use your mouth with it. Now this scene I can't remember how to solve. First thing is to run the dialogue with the small guy who's a character from the last game named Wally, which will make him leave his cannon alone, which you'll use to shoot the scaly boats. Combining the pole in the back with Wally's fake hook will let you fish out Murray's arm from the water. Using Murray's sword to cut the cannon rope will let you blow the door off and advance to the next room.
Now, with the demon flames of this voodoo cannonball, I'll blast my significant other into the significant other world. That'll show her how much I truly care. Neptune's navel, that was a close one.
Nice. With LeChuck dead, we are trapped in the booty room while the ship sinks. This one was a bit tough, but basically you have to reach the bottom of the ship and escape through the hole. Exploring around allows you to find a diamond ring, and pushing your brain to 200 IQ levels, you cut the glass with the diamond in the porthole to flood the room and float your way out. Next you meet Elaine at the beach and you propose to her with the ring you found, but Wally shows up and tells you that the ring is cursed and she's suddenly turned into a gold statue. Welcome to Plunder Island. I'm gonna take a quick second to let you know that How to Beat put this game in 8 hours completion time, which I'll say is total bullshit, given that I spent 3 days alone just in this level.
I hate it here.
But let's continue. Plunder Island is composed of 8 important areas: Puerto Pollo, the main hub, the swamp, the salon, the diner, the theater, the beach, and the other beach, and the gaming grounds. The only things that you pick up from the 4th is the glowing ember. In the swamps you meet Murray again, and you'll talk with the voodoo lady, or mostly exposition, on how to continue, and reminds you that you left Elaine a solid gold statue unprotected in an area full of pirates.
You only have to worry about her being stolen. Where did you hide her?
Hide her?
You didn't hide her? She's a solid gold statue on an island full of pirates.
Elaine! I've got to get her back. This is so embarrassing.
In this area you'll pick up the needle, the paste, and the jerky chewing gum. In the main area you'll meet Kenny, who scams you out of some nickels for some lemonade with his bottomless mug policy. Next to Kenny is the diner, which has 2 doors. One lets you fast travel to the central square, while the other one lets you into the diner, which you can't interact until you get the reservation slip. Next is the salon, where you'll meet 3 pirates that you'll need to convince into joining your crew. Edward Van Helgen challenges you to a gentleman duel, which you must do by insulting him first, which you'll do with the glove that you find in the theater. Haggis McMutton challenges you to Highland Games, And to get to him, you need to have Rottingham off the chair first. Cutthroat Bills demand you to bring him some treasure to follow you. Important fact is that he's chewing on a jawbreaker. Next up, you'll reach Brimstone Beach, where you can interact with the Cabana Boy. In order to progress this area, you'll need to find a membership card later in the diner. Once you get into the theater, you'll find a magic wand that you'll use with the hat to get the ventriloquism book, and a code while you find the glove and the lice that you'll use with the comb in the salon. In the second area of the theater, you'll meet Slappy Cromwell that will give you a hint on how to make your way into Blood Island in order to cure Elaine's curse. The last area is the light room pointing to the stage that you can't really use until you find the instructions. With the glove, you can insult Van Helgen, who challenges you into a gunfight. Because you suck, you can't win this, so instead you have to choose the banjo as your dueling choice. Once you land 3 chord sequences in a row, Van Helgen will start his performance. As Sigrid, they'll give you the option to shoot the banjo he's playing and win the duel. With the lice you find in the theater, Haggis will kick Rottingham from the chair, which will allow you to sit on it, adjusting the chair handle to let you kick the paper away from the book. While Haggis looks for another one, you can get the scissors from the roof by cranking up the handle all the way up. With the scissors, you'll be able to cut through the flowers and the vines that'll take you to Danger Cove. This took me a while to figure out, by the way. In this area, you'll be eaten by a snake with lots of stuff inside of it. Amongst them is the reservation slip that you'll need for the diner and an encyclopedia on how to make a compass. You'll have to mix the syrup you find inside with the plant you cut before in order to make a snake cough you out. Congratulations, you landed on quicksand. Escape this is pretty easy though. Tie the balloon to the rock and use the hollow reed and the plant spike to release the vine in order to escape. On the beach of Danger Cove, you'll find a skiff with a hole in it which leads to the pirate ship that took Elaine. From here, you'll need to go back to the diner. With the reservation slip, you'll get into the diner where you get a cool reference to Green Fandango, good game. Here you'll be able to get the serrated knife, the biscuit cutter, the pan, and the maggoty biscuit. Biting the maggoty biscuit shows that it's full of maggots, that you'll drop on the chicken in order to get the membership card from the beach, which Goldbeard lost while cooking. Another thing you learn is that Golden Beard has a really nice gold tooth and he has a nemesis called El Pollo Diablo, who's allegedly released all of his chicken. With the serrated knife, you'll be able to go to the game grounds and cut the cake full of rum off its stands. It will roll into a rubber tree and you can light on fire with the ember. That'll make the falling tree fall into the caber pile, which will allow you to beat Haggis in the caber toss. Whilst you're here, you can also plug a hole in the second tree with the biscuit cutter that'll let you fix the skiff by mixing it with the paste. Woohoo, progress! This also took me a day to figure out. Now with the club card, you can also go to the beach and get 3 towels from across the box from the Cabana Boy. Wet them in the ice bucket and slap him on his ass to get the cooking oil. Use the wet towels to traverse the hot sands to get to Pálido Domingo, the theater producer that has the map into Blood Island tattooed on his back. He'll ask you for a drink, which will let you take his mug. Take the mug to Kenny and switch the normal mug for the bottomless one, which will let you get the pitcher, fill it with red dye and travel back to Pálido. Put the new mug on him and pour the dye in order for him to roll over. With the oil, this is gonna be nasty, pour the oil on his baguette, peel away the map to Blood Island.
Yes?
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
This will trigger a cinematic and LeChuck is back. With the plug covered in paste, you can now go to the pirate ship and meet the monkey crew. Cutting the plank with a serrated knife will make the monkeys cover you in tar and feathers, making you look like El Pollo Diablo. If you go looking like this to the diner, Golden Beard will knock you out and give you access to the main room of the ship. Here you can use the ventriloquist book to disband the pirates and get the instructions for the lights in the theater. Now this I found to be a really cool puzzle. If you follow the instructions the map will tell you and apply them to the buttons in the console, each direction corresponds to a button. If you push them in the correct order, the lights will remain lit and end up marking the spot where a lane is hidden. You can really tell the moment I figured this out. It doesn't say that now. That's new. Hold on, I got it. So the directions of the map are the things that you have to. I fucking know where the treasure is. With Elaine undocked and set on the ship, we get another cutscene. Now here comes the part that cost me despair. There's 2 things you need to finish this level. When talking to Golden Beard, he says he misses the crunch of his chicken and wants something crunchy to eat. And Cutthroat Bill wants to see treasure before joining your crew, which could easily be the golden tooth. So my monkey brain realized that I needed the jawbreaker to get the tooth to show Bill, but what I was missing is how do I get one in order to get the other? This simple question set me back 3 days. It got so bad that at one point I would just boot the game and leave it in the background while I did other stuff. While thinking over and over every possible scenario that would generate a solution. It was not good. Okay, let's stop a little bit. I was about to give up, about to give in into the guides when this happened.
You know, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I think we've bonded.
How did you do that?
Fuck, I need to say this. Finally. It's 11:40 on a Saturday night. I've downed half of this bottle and I just randomly hit this guy in the back. That was all I needed to do. It was that easy. Slapping Bill in the back causing him to choke, and slapping him again makes him cough up the jawbreaker. From there, you can add 2 and 2 together and give the jawbreaker to Goldenbeer, which will loosen his teeth, offering him gum, and when he blows at the bubble, poke it with the pin and there's your tooth. If you try to leave with the tooth in your pocket, he'll stop you and force you to repeat the whole thing. So instead, you have to inhale the helium balloon and mix with tooth with the used gum, which will allow you to blow a bubble that will float through the window so you can pick the tooth from the mud puddle with the pen. And with that, you're out of the island. In part 3 of the game, you're boarded by Rottingham, who steals the map from you. Here you're introduced to 2 new mechanics, the ship fights and the insult battle. Basically, you have to fight all the ships before getting to Rottingham and learn the rhymes. Every time you defeat someone, you can go back to Plunder Island and upgrade your cannons with Kenny, who went from selling lemonade to being Lord of War and selling guns. Do this a couple times, and when you get to Rottingham, all you have to do is match the rhymes you've learned with the different insults he has, which are not the same but kind of rhyme in a similar fashion. After beating him, you'll get to level 4. After the cinematic, Haggis informs you of a mutiny. You begin grabbing the shaving cream and removing the cork from it. In order to get the lotion from him, you'll have to find something like tar, so he'll trade you the lotion for. In the hotel, the quick items you can get are the 5 death cards from the fortune teller by repeating her dialogue, the cushion from the stall, and the magnet in the back room. Going around the rest of the island, you'll find loose items like the mallet and the chisel in the graveyard, and the measuring cup and the auger in the volcano. At the same location, you can grab the big tofu block from the table and poke a mask by combining it with the auger, which will let you get through the volcano and witness the ritual. Go back to the hotel and use the chisel with the wheel of cheese and throw some of it in the volcano to trigger the next bit. Once the volcano is active, you can use the barbecue to melt the rest of the cheese, and you can trade that with Haggis for the lotion. Use it on Elaine to loosen the cursed ring from her finger. Once you get the mallet, you can take down the portrait in the first room in the hotel, which will also give you the nail. Use the scissors with the portrait to cut a hole in the picture and put it over the door with a porthole. The next thing you gotta do is feed the blind dog the muffin so he'll bite you. Once you've done that, take some of his hair, use the mallet and the stool to drop the egg from the tree, and grab the pepper from the windmill. Give all 3 items to the bartender to wake him up, and he'll give you a bottle with the tonic you just made. Once he's awake, ask him to make you a fruity drink with the umbrella, which you'll use to get to the top of the windmill. Grab the jar in the bar, fill it with the content of the keg at the top of the windmill, and catch some fireflies. Make sure to poke some holes in the lid with a chisel and take that to the lighthouse. Next step is easy. Die. For a moment at least. Keep asking Good Soup to make you drinks until he gives you a plain grog. Mix it with the medicine he gave you and that'll make you pass for dead. Once you wake up in the cemetery, free stand the salesman from the coffin, give him some time to set up shop and come back to get the insurance policy from him. Use the laminated card he gives you to jimmy the door on the 2nd floor. Use the nails from the coffin and the ones you got from the portrait to nail the bed down. Grab the book and put your head through the hole in the first room. Once you've done that, convince Good Soup that you're one of his relatives and die again. This will let you appear inside the crypt while you find the ghost bride. Exhaust her dialogue and move to the end of the crypt where you find the crowbar and Murray will drop from the ceiling. Use the skeleton arm with the paste on it to grab the lantern and use Murray to scare the gravedigger into opening the crypt. Use the crowbar with the hole in the wall and the bed. That'll send the skeleton into the crypt, which will make the bride disappear and allow you to grab the ring from her. I realize this late, but if you grab the mirror from the bar before dying, you can keep it and use it in the lighthouse to activate it. Talk to the ferryman and he'll take you to Skull Island. To save you some time, just know that the mustache dude at the top will drop you when trying to rope you down. By using the umbrella midway, you can break the fall and make it into the smuggler's cave. In order to get the diamond from them, you'll have to get back into Blood Island and get the death certificate from the files cabinet at the back of the hotel. Show this to Stan and he'll give you the money to gamble with the smugglers. Use 5 death cards to win the game and make your way out of there with the diamond. Combine the ring with the diamond and put it on Elaine's finger to break the curse. After being kidnapped by LeChuck's men, you'll wake up on Monkey Island where LeChat will turn you into a kid. In order to escape this small predicament, you'll have to collect 3 items. The easier one is the pepper grinder from the ice cone stand. Exhaust all the dialogue options with the dog dude and he will offer you a reward for guessing your age wrong. Pick the anchor as the prize. Now at this point Murray will not be happy about it, but ignore it.
Really want what? You picked the anchor?
Mix the anchor with fake pie and that'll knock out the clown. Walk over to the back and tease the rat until he shoots you and collect the meringue. Last thing you have to do is hit the dog dude until he bites you and pulls some of his hair. Walk over to the ice cone stand and mix all 3 ingredients with the ice cone to make the cure from the drinks manual. Eat it and you'll revert back to an adult and advance to the last level. This one's easy. Step down from the trolley in all 3 scenarios and collect the rope, the rum keg, and the oil from the lamp after you turn it off. Walk up to the monkey in the ice diorama and mix all 3 and place it under the monkey's arm. When LeChuck appears and tries to burn you, open the menu and use the pepper grinder on him. That'll cause him to sneeze, light the fuse, and trigger the last cinematic to win the game. Total time to beat, 7 days, 3 hours, and 21 minutes. I had fun. I feel like not checking the guides and like pushing my brain not to fall into that weak gamer mentality made it so much more enjoyable at the end. And I was able to like beat this game that's been like a really fun memory from my childhood, like after I don't know how many years. Now that I've said that, I am free to uninstall this game and never play it again in my life because of the mental terrorism it put me through. Thank you for watching.